Okay.
Perfect.
Let me just double check YouTube real quick. Okay. It's working. Okay. Cool. Feedback. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the November 12th Flatcar Community Open Hours. Lexi, I will be flying the plane today, as I said. I don't know if we have anybody. We do. We have a bunch of new people on the call, so maybe we could do a round of intros. I guess I can start. I'm Lexi. I am an open source project support at Microsoft, and I've been kind of working with a few different projects, but have now started to focus more on Flatcar. So I will be kind of driving these meetings going forward. So you'll see my face again. So maybe we could just do like a quick intro of everyone. We don't have that many people, so maybe Christian, you want to go first or second?
Sure, I can go. Yeah, I'm a Flatcar user. I've been here already the last time because of some issues I had with Flatcar and open tickets, and trust the time and wanted to join again. Maybe seeing if there's an update, but I see that Truri is not here, who would probably spend the most time on that. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Cool. Thank you. I don't want to butcher names, but Martika, did I do that right? Martika?
Hi, this is Metika. So I'm a third year student studying computer science and engineering in India. So I got to know about Flatcar from the FOSS India meetup, and I currently did 2 PRs for Flatcar, and I'm constantly learning about Flatcar and using it.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining, guys. And then I only see a username, T Chernomax.
Chernomax. Yeah,
okay.
That's me. So I'm Maxime de Roussy. I work at Claranet, and I was tasked to build a Flatcar image for Nutanix. So I create a PR for it, which was recently merged, and I was asked to be here to present it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you guys. You and Matthew are going to be presenting for that. So that's going to be really cool to look forward to.
Okay.
Glad to have you. Adrian, I know you just joined in, but do you want to do like a really quick intro?
Hello, sure. From Cloud-Based Solutions, I'm a Flatcar maintainer as well, working mostly on weird stuff like Kubernetes on Flatcar, on OpenStack, on Flatcar, on Kubernetes. Yeah. Also, yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And then we'll go through the team. Chewy, you want to?
Hey, yeah, I'm a Flatcar maintainer at Microsoft, living in Edinburgh in Scotland, and I work on all sorts of things.
Urban?
Hi, I'm also a maintainer at Microsoft. I've been mostly contributing to the update engine of Flatcar. Nice to meet you all.
Matthew?
Hi, I'm Mathieu. I work in the Flatcar team, and I'm currently working on the infrastructure move. What about you, Thilo?
Hi, I'm Thilo. I manage a team at Microsoft who engages regularly with Flatcar, and a few of the maintainers work for me. I'm also a maintainer, and I've been with Kinfolk before, so I have a long history of Flatcar. And currently focusing on infrastructure as well, as much time as I can spare, particularly the Jitsi automation.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all for joining. I will just quickly do the announcements, or not me do, but Irvin, do you want to do the Nebraska update again, or
We can get over now the Nebraska section really quickly, as I don't have too much to say. There were some package updates that have recently been merged into the main branch, but there is no current development going on at this time on Nebraska. There is a big feature that is yet to be merged into main, which is about multi-step updates. That's something that can be exciting for some, but other than that, I cannot say too much. And if somebody would be interested in this feature, I can also link a discussion in the chat. Yes. I guess that's all from my end.
Great, thanks for sharing. I am going to just look at the. Sorry, I lost the window for the agenda. This is what happens when you have too many things open. Right. So I had the first item on the agenda. We also have Matthew and I forget who it was. Oh, sorry, teacher Max. What is your first name? I'm sorry. Is that?
No problem. No problem. I'm Maxime. You can
Max,
call me Maxime.
Sorry, thank you. It's just yeah. So we'll have that item later, and then Thilo will chat a little bit about the AKS support for Flatcar, which recently was announced. So I will just quickly do my agenda items. So I don't know if everybody got an invite for this meeting that was maybe not correct. We are trying to migrate to, not migrate, we're trying to cross-pollinate our reach to the CNCF, the new platform that they have started, which is called PCC. So all of the CNCF projects are basically going to have, not all, but whoever chooses to is able to kind of have public calendars that are in one place. The problem is that it's new, and I think that there's maybe a few little issues. I just wanted to know, because I know Chewy and a few others have let me know that they had another calendar invite that was maybe a few hours earlier than this one that was not correct. Can anybody, because I haven't emailed the CNCF yet about this, but I just wanted to quickly kind of touch upon this because I want to resolve the confusion.
So yeah, similar to Chewy, I've got the invite on my Outlook account a few weeks ago, but I don't remember who sent it. And yeah, it was 2 or 3 hours earlier than the one that is expected to be. So maybe it was a miss at the beginning and the calendar has not been updated in the meantime. But as soon as we have it on the Flatcar discussions, I think that, and on the CNCF calendar, I think that's the most important.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so we did have it incorrect at the beginning, but we did correct it weeks ago. So that's why did you have it like the actual calendar invite that was incorrect, like today?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I had one that was correct for today, but I thought that was the old one from way back, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I will. Okay, because I mean, maybe there's some kind of a disconnect between the CNCF dashboard and what they put out. Like if there's a wrong time, it should update as soon as we update it, right? They should send another invite and make sure that it's so. I'm okay. It's good to know. I was going to kind of present and show everybody what we're doing there, but I think maybe I should take a little time and make sure that it's correct. And so I will email Rian and figure out how to maybe resend it, or maybe I have to make a new event. But again, I mean, we're going to continue using Jitsi, but I think the visibility that the CNCF portal will or dashboard will give us might be beneficial. So that's why we did change it to UTC, and
Since the whole dashboard is kind of new at the CNCF, I think that's valuable feedback. I think others will be running into similar issues. So
yeah,
yeah,
that is correct. There's a lot of projects that I haven't actually onboarded yet. So and I feel like anytime there's something new, you kind of have to fix the bugs. You guys know this.
As long as we have the Google Calendar, we're good, and that's the one that's referenced everywhere in our docs. So I think we're fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll also see if there's anybody that joined the other meeting besides me. But we had it very clear that this is the link, but we'll see. Okay, and I did have a little oh, right. I sorry, this was just 5 minutes ago. I forgot that I wanted to mention that Tilo, Chewy, and Matthew also did a Raw Code Academy live on, I guess, 2 weeks ago about, and I was just going to post it in a chat for everybody. I didn't put it on the agenda, but I figured while I have the floor, if anybody wants to just check that out, it'd be really great. And I think the next item, Matthew and Maxim, do you guys want to?
I have nothing to say. Everything is on Maxim's side.
Okay. Okay. So just for the context, one of our clients for Clarinet have a Kubernetes cluster on VMware, and we need to migrate to Nutanix. So we first look at the web page. Maybe I will share my screen. I prepare some things.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you have the. Okay, perfect. It works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Works.
Yeah, I can see your terminal.
Okay. If something freezes, just let me know. I will reboot it.
Okay.
So first, we look at the different release provided by Flatcar, and we didn't find any Nutanix image. So I was tasked to make a POC, proof of concept, to try maybe figure something out, just dig some stuff in order to know if it was feasible or not to make a Flatcar run on Nutanix. So first I run a virtual machine on the QEMU image. I just take the QEMU image, just this one, I think, because I thought at the time that the QEMU image may be the simplest image possible. It boot quite well. And looking at the log, I found out that ignition, which I already know, was the software which Flatcar is using to get its configuration. I look at the log and found out that ignition was just a binary, which was run without with some options. And I just tried to run it with help and found out that Nutanix was in the list of the platform. So I thought maybe adapting Flatcar to Nutanix was feasible without much modification. Also, I checked the other logs, maybe to check if other things was missing, and the different module. I did ls mod and DMSG, just to look if everything was here and how to get the configuration from the VM metadata to Flatcar. So from what I saw, all the module was here. There is no major error. There is no error. So everything that was missing was the ignition part, which I found that ignition was already maybe supporting Nutanix. So what I did was, well, yes, I found Nutanix on the ignition help, and also in the ignition repository found that Nutanix was here. So I thought it was working. So I created a Nutanix virtual machine with some configuration, with ignition configuration in the guest customization metadata part, which was the only metadata that I found that maybe match the ignition custom cloud init configuration ignition part. So I just tried. And obviously, I was using the QEMU image, so the image didn't take my configuration right away. But I tried with some trial and error. I tried to run ignition with platform Nutanix with a log to stdout to see what's going on. And with a stage, I found out that ignition was mounting some device and found the configuration I was I was setting on the metadata. So I mounted myself here and found that it was exactly what I was setting in the metadata. It was just an ignition part that just create a file named Toto at the root of the VM. So everything looks good. Now, what I wanted to do was create an image, a Flatcar image, that will use Nutanix as a default platform for ignition. Okay. So first, I Google Nutanix build image, a custom image, and found this page, building it to custom Flatcar image from source, which is from my part a good documentation, because first of all, I try to run it with unmodified source, just to be sure I was able to build it without error on my laptop. I managed to do it without much struggle. And then I just looked. Now that I have an image, I need to modify it to change the platform VMware QEMU to platform Nutanix on the ignition launch sequence. So what I did was a lot of git grep on this repository, which has found what's the core of Flatcar. The repository I thought I will need to modify to make it run Nutanix. So I mainly looked for VMware and platform for ignition platform, and I managed to hand with this this modification. So here on VM image utils build library, I thought it was a good start, build library, with a lot of different virtual machine provider and hosts. So I just add Nutanix here. I copied, I think it was VMware, but I just add it at the end. I just copy everything. I didn't quite understand what was the difference between package and sys extension, but I just copied what was doing in VMware. Just here, yes, because I found out that I needed common OM file for the image to build correctly, and here it's just OM Nutanix build. I don't really know what's the purpose of those two files, but I just figure out that I needed to build. For me, the main part that was the build library VM image util.sh. I managed to build it on my laptop, but I am using ADSL connection, and I need to upload my image to a Nutanix cluster, which was on a data center somewhere. And with my poor connection, I can't I can't upload the image without waiting for many hours. So I asked a colleague for a virtual machine, a building virtual machine, so where I can recreate my build settings and recreate the image. Then from the virtual machine, I could upload in order of minutes the image from VVM to the Nutanix cluster. But the virtual machine which was provided to me, I still don't know why, but I didn't manage to build the image from it. And while I was struggling with the building sequence in this VM, I found another documentation, which was this one, customizing the EEM partition, where I figured with the things I was I learned by building this patch. So while I was building this patch, I looked for a lot of documentation and managed to understand a bit how it works. So while I was struggling to build the image on the remote VM, I found this documentation, which I found was another way to build an image without all the make dependencies and everything. So I create a different building sequence without make. So I just download the production image from scratch, the current production image, modified the sixth partition, and just add the EOM ID Nutanix to the grub CFG file. So the EOM ID, I figure it out while creating the patch and rebuilding the image with loop setup. So with this procedure. I can build an image from the remote VM, upload it to Nutanix, and test it. And it works. It worked. I created a minimum ignition procedure, put it on the VM metadata, try this new image, and I saw the Toto file was created, so it worked. I also later I figured out that with set auto login, oops, I can copy that. With this configuration on the grub.cfg, I could also build a VM on Nutanix without the need for network access. So with this, I can log in via the Nutanix console on the virtual machine and just see without login and password, and just see if my Toto file was created or not. But this I found out later. It worked. So in the end, I had a Flatcar image with Nutanix, which I tested, and another image from the source code, which I didn't test. I can't test with my poor connection, but I figure maybe just create a merge request with it, just explaining that I didn't test it. And maybe if it was modification wasn't too complicated, so I figure out why not. And it turned out that Mathieu, with some suggestion of Mathieu, we modified this patch. He provided me with a build, a temporary build. Here, I think, no, changelog. Hop, ça doit être celui-là. No, he provided me with a temporary build, which we uploaded to Nutanix. We tried it with approximately the same ignition config, and it worked. So it was accepted just last week. Also, what I didn't talk about is this configuration I just showed you some minutes ago. In fact, I didn't use exactly this configuration because currently there is a bug on Nutanix. And if we try to upload a configuration which doesn't match the CloudInit format, it is rejected by Nutanix with some weird alert. I think it was a fail to perform the operation due to internal error, which is a bit vague. So we called Nutanix. We talked about it, and they confirm it was a bug and it will be fixed in a future release. So for now, to create a virtual machine with some ignition metadata, I need to use this call API, this API call, which isn't used by Terraform providers in Nutanix. So currently, we can't use the web interface. We can't use Terraform, the Nutanix Terraform provider. we just need to use the API directly, the API for the API. So via curl or a different Terraform provider, which directly calls the API. I don't remember which one I am using right now, but it's a lot of lot of toolings, and it's a bit messy right now. So as soon as they release the patch, we will change and use the Terraform provider Nutanix. So here it is from my part. I don't know if you have some questions.
Yeah, maybe other folks will have questions, but first of all, I would like to say thank you for these contributions because with the applause, the sound.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's not easy to deep dive into this kind of contributions, and thanks a lot as well to bring the full context. Like so we can identify what are the pain points in order to get new contributors on Flatcar. So thanks for pointing the documentation, the repository. How did you start to look into things? So yeah, that was really, really nice to see that. And the other thing is a kind of a bad news, but it's not a big bad news. We will just delay the Nutanix release. So we were supposed to release this week for Nutanix images, but because we got some security issues, I think we'll talk about this later during the call, runC and containerd, we decided to not include the Nutanix changes in this release, but it will be available in the next release, so in December.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
So because we wanted to focus on the security first, and we didn't want to bring any side effect of adding a new platforms in the CI process. But yeah, it will be definitely available in the next release in December.
Okay, so for newcomers, I think about the documentation, I think the first documentation you found when you create, when you look for a building custom Flatcar image is a bit too deep, maybe, because it relies on some make files and everything, building from source. And the documentation OM with the OM partition may be more highlighted in the documentation, if I could say. But I think that if I already knew what was what I needed to do to include Flatcar, I just used the OM partition, and maybe I didn't deep dive in the document, in the code, and maybe I didn't create a pull request, if that was the case.
Yeah, but now it's cool
So
because all the Nutanix users will have the Nutanix images available directly from the download servers. And that's really great that you got this discussion with Nutanix folks regarding the cloud init ignition bug. I mean, that's really nice if we can help other folks on this part. Do you folks have any other questions?
I just want to point folks to the Flatcar website repository. So it's in the GitHub Flatcar org, and it's called Flatcar-website. It has all the docs on it, including the development docs. If you like to have another PR in the Flatcar org, then we really love docs PRs. We are fully aware of the room for improvement in our documentation, and it's just Markdown. Like you literally just write Markdown files. It's accessible, and that would be awesome if you could have a look. Because we're very kind of blind in this regard, because it's our daily work.
Yeah, you know exactly how it works, so the documentation is perfect for you. I understand.
No, it's not perfect. Even myself, I'm lost
Okay.
sometimes in the documentation. But even so thanks Tilo for pointing the Flatcar website. I think we could even create a documentation here to mention Nutanix support and how things can be deployed, what are the current limitations of the support, like, so it can help newcomers that come from Nutanix or that come on the Flatcar side to discover that this platform is supported as well. And since we have 1 month between today and the next release of Nutanix images, I think we can use this month to create documentation. And like, so when we publish the images, we communicate on it and we have the documentation fully prepared.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks a lot again for this contribution. And sorry for the delay on the review. We are a bit on many topics at the same time, so it usually happens that we lost something.
Archetype. Okay. Where will you put the Nutanix documentation on the Flatcar website?
So it would be on
content,
the content, and you have docs, latest, and I will send you the right links, but I think it can be on the side of Proxmox and all the community supported providers for now.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we have just one last, if nobody has any other input or questions, we have just one more item.
If not.
If not, what?
Doesn't seem that anyone have any question.
Great. So if anything, you could hit us up back on GitHub if anybody thinks of anything. But we have one last item, which is Tilo just chatting a little bit about AKS support for Flatcar.
Thank you. That was a biggie for us. Before I do that, let me share my screen actually. Before I do that, I'd like to call out that we have a project booth at KubeCon NA. And while the European Flatcar folks unfortunately couldn't make it this time, we have volunteers who are staffing the booth, Flatcar fanatics, and they'll take your questions and collect your feedback. If you look for a direct channel to chat with folks, then that's the right venue to take when you're there, if you're there. And look who stopped by. He's one of the co-founders of the Flatcar project. He's the driving force, actually, behind Flatcar becoming what it having become what it is, and that's Chris. All right, so I received this neat little picture from the Azure Day, which happened before KubeCon, which was a co-located conference, and what's called out there is, sorry for the bad quality, it's just a mobile phone snapshot, that AKS now offers multiple choices for Linuxes that you can run on the nodes. For other Kubernetes, hosted Kubernetes offers, that is nothing new. For AKS, it is something brand new. And some Flatcar maintainers actually have helped with that effort, both in foundational work as well as in bringing AKS to Flatcar Linux. So now you can run your AKS cluster in a preview session. It's not generally available, but we're stabilizing it on Flatcar Container Linux. And that's amazing news. That's really, really good stuff. There's a blog post out already by a third party, and they tried it out basically, and they give you a rough overview of what an immutable system is, what is the difference between Flatcar and the general purpose OS options on AKS. And then they walk you through an example where you can actually provision Flatcar on AKS, which is one simple single command line, and that still blows me away. It's freaking amazing. It's fun to be part of that. And then, of course, there's AKS documentation, where you can dive into details on specifics and on how to customize your provisioning and all of that. So yeah, that is very new. It's live since the beginning of the week, and it was a long way to there, and we're very, very proud to have arrived there. There are a few features missing, and that's because it's just in preview, but you're already able to run regular workloads and to use many AKS features, and we'll be iterating together with the AKS team on supporting all of the AKS features.
So the preview means it's only available in one region, or it's available on all the regions of Azure, but it's just in preview?
It's kind of like a feature gate, so you have to opt in on the AKS preview, and by that kind of expressing that that you shouldn't run your super important production workloads on that, but getting started with that is exactly the right time is now. So that's what preview means. And to be fully honest and open on how we stabilize that, in fact, Flatcar Container Linux for Azure right now uses the alpha channel because we're still iterating on features. Now, if you know Flatcar, then you will know that alpha is always fully tested. So all of our scenario tests that run on all of the channels also run on alpha, and alpha needs to pass all of them. So this is not going to break, but it allows us to iterate very swiftly. So that's kind of the implication of preview. Yay.
Yay. Thanks for sharing that. Does anybody have any questions for Thilo about that, or anything else to add?
Well, it's not news for most of us, to be fair. So.
Yeah. But this is the time to speak or forever hold your peace. No, I'm kidding. But okay, so we'll just move on to kind of admin. The next office hours will be December 10th, also at 2:30 UTC. If you have anything else in your calendar, ignore it. We will try to fix it as soon as possible. And the next developer sync is also November 26th at 2:30 UTC. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, GitHub, Kubernetes or CNCF Slack channels, and Matrix, of course. Yes, Matthew.
Yeah, before ending the meeting or the things, I would like to mention that we are currently releasing a new Flatcar release, and this will bring a new major stable, and that brings the runc and containerd fixes, and same for other channels, beta and alpha. But yeah, the main things to have in mind is that we are promoting current beta to major. So there is a jump in the kernel version and stuff like that, but yeah. So it should be deployed, available today or tomorrow.
Great.
Yeah, quick question to that. Not sure how your release process works. I've seen that it is already published, the image on the.
So yeah, we're currently really in the middle of the release. So you already have some images being published on the release servers, but not yet the update. So you can already download and install your stuff, but if you have already deployed Node, they won't be automatically updated until we publish the update payload, which should be done today or tomorrow. But you can already download the release artifacts as usual.
I would have another topic. This is probably more directed to Chewy. Last time I came up with my problem with crashing servers, and we figured out that it is the way we boot our servers or install them with kexec. And Chewy did a lot of investigation there. My question would be if there's anything at the moment that I could help with, because I'm out of ideas. I know that you reproduced it already and did some more tests.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. So I simplified the reproduction slightly so you don't need to actually install Flatcar. What I was trying to do was get it to a point where I could easily bisect the kernel to narrow down exactly which commit did it. I did look at the one that Adrian highlighted, but it's very difficult to revert that one, unfortunately. So annoyingly, it seems to be more about the kernel that you're k-execing from rather than the one you're k-execing to, I think. And that means that we need a kernel that's sufficiently built to boot the whole of Flatcar, including any kernel modules, which is a pain to do because it's a mutable image and I don't want to have to build the whole of Flatcar every iteration. So what I tried to do was build a kernel with all the modules built in. Unfortunately, Ignition doesn't like that. So next step is to make a tweak to Ignition, and then hopefully it'll boot. I'm slightly sidetracked on other things at the moment, but I do want to come back to it. So
yeah, I also tried to test it if the kernel from which I'm booting from or KXing from is the problem, but it was hard to reproduce it with the whole COIM setup with all the Flatcar versions, so I didn't get that far. But it's good that you made at least some more progress.
yeah, I'm not 100% certain about that part yet, but that seems to be the way it's looking.
But if I use the new current kernel and kexec back to an older kernel, then that's still not a problem.
I haven't tried that yet.
I think well, now I'm not 100% sure anymore. I mean, I tested so many things over that time. Let me quickly check my notes. But I think I tested going from a newer kernel back to an older one. Yeah. If I was going from the last stable, the one that is currently officially stable, back to a kernel with 5.15, I get the OOM kill. But
Okay,
maybe there are additional things in the way of how all of that works.
I'll add that to my list of things to try with my version of the repro, but that's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm at that point also no longer sure what I put into the issue on GitHub.
So I have a question. You mentioned to me that you couldn't easily revert that patch. Should I take a look also on that part, or it's like almost impossible?
It's a very busy file with some very low level code that I didn't want to poke around too much with. I tried to resolve the conflicts, but it was pretty hairy. I'd rather just do a bisect, and that will tell us directly, with confidence what it is. So
yeah, it's
the problem is if we start poking around at that code, we might break something else, and that might be misleading. So
I have also the feeling that the stack trace changed over time depending which kernel I will boot. So if the change that you mentioned, Adrian, is currently the one, maybe there was another change before that, and therefore the error occurred at a different place.
So I suspect a memory mapping issue, but that can come from anywhere, right? I mean,
yeah,
right.
One observation that I had, but I didn't write it down because I was also not sure. I had a feeling that if I consume the memory before I do the kexec, it happens less often. In the beginning, I thought if I just allocate all the memory, or nearly all, before I do the kexec, it doesn't occur. But at some point, I wasn't sure if my testing was wrong or if whatever
It
happens.
seems like a very sensitive issue. Like, if I do it without booting Flatcar at all, it doesn't reproduce. If I append an additional init RD, it doesn't reproduce, even if it's tiny. So yeah, there's a lot of variables here. But this is why I want to do a bisect, because if we've got a repro that works reliably and I can bisect it, then that should get us to where we need to be.
Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you very much already for all the effort.
Great. Should we conclude there, or does anybody have anything else they want to add? Okay, wonderful. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and that's all. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you.